Alright guys, we're about to go out for a little bit of street action. There's a few things you want to go over on your car. Whether you're going to the back roads of Mexico or you're going to the track, just want to give everything a once over. Some people nut and bolt it. Check everything, make sure everything looks good. Check your fasteners. You want to check your fluid levels. Check your oil. Check your transmission fluid. Check your brake fluid level. Go over everything. I like to take a torque wrench, and as I run unilug wheels, so I like to take a torque wrench and check the torque on my lug nuts. But right now we'll check under the hood. We'll check coolant looks good. I said the oil looks good. Let's come over here and check the brake fluid. It looks good. Check the power steering fluid. I mean, it's not needed. I guess on a street car we use it, but that looks good. We'll have to start it up to check the transmission fluid, so I won't be checking that right now because I don't want to start it. And then just look at everything real quick. Go over it because you're about to make some speed runs. I mean, I know this car does cross over 100 miles an hour in the 8th mile, so you just want to make sure everything looks good. Make sure all your fuel lines look good. Nothing's leaking. All your fittings are dry and tight. Everything's out of the way. Make sure your spark plug wires aren't touching anything hot. Go ahead. On a boosted car, you want to go in and check your blow-off valve. You want to check it, make sure your clamps are tight on your charge tube. Check your throttle for, make sure it's free, not hanging up. Check your air filter, make sure it's clean. Just like I said, generally just take a look over everything, make sure everything looks good. Then we'll walk around. We're going to check our air pressure, our slicks. I run airbags on the back of the car, so I'm going to check the air pressure because I tune my suspension with the airbags. I usually run about 20 psi in my right rear bag and about 10 psi or the minimum in the left rear, so we're going to check that. When we get in here, we're going to check our fuel. Okay, our tank's completely full. We just top that off. If I learned from anything from Tony, I always carry a squirt bottle of gas somewhere. Check our traction compound's good. We weighed the nitrous. We know we got about 9.5 pounds in there, so the bottle's pretty much full, even though I doubt we'll use it. Check and make sure your battery's secure. All your connections look good. There's nothing flying around. One thing, don't make a mistake. Get rid of all the extra weight in the car that you don't need. Go to the track and, have 50, 75 extra pounds in the car. That's not only it's going to hurt your performance, but it's hard to be repeatable because you don't know when you have the same amount in. We're going to check the air pressure of the airbags now. Okay, that one's good at 10 psi. That's where I have my left bag, my right bag's here. Check the pressure on the right bag. So we'll check that out real quick. Okay, yeah, we got 20 psi in the right bag. That looks good. So all that looks good. Like I said, we got our glue in there in case we need it. Where we're going with these burnouts. Let's come on here now. Let's check our air pressure, our rear tires. I mean, that's probably, for traction wise, that's probably the most important thing. This car, really, anything over 15 pounds in the rear tires really likes to spin, so we like to keep it. Okay, we're right at 12. That's about a good street pressure. It cooled off. I had him at 14, but the last time I checked him at 14, it was probably also closer to 90 degrees right now, and it's probably lucky if it's 70 out right now. It's supposed to get down to the 50s tonight, so with that good air, that should bring us some good power. So we're going to check that. Okay, that one looks good. You want to make sure they're even. A lot of race car launching problems of going straight can be traced back to the tires not being evenly inflated to pull to one side or the other. In my case, I have my wheels marked because sometimes I run these without tubes and they're not screwed. I have rotated the rim inside the tire at the lower pressure. You just want to go over and check the tread on your front tire, make sure it looks good. I always like to give everything a shake and make sure everything feels tight. Give it a bounce. I mean, I have the front shock set at 90-10 on here, so I know they're going to be stiff to push down, but if I pull them up, it should slow down a little bit slow, so that looks good. This tire looks good. I don't see nothing tight. Gonna rock the wheel a little bit. I don't see no play. That's good. Just mostly safety stuff you want to look at. Everything looks good. The only thing I want to do is I'm going to grab a torque wrench. I said, you don't have to do this. I'll do it because I run unilug wheels. I check the torque of the rear lug nuts. So, other than that, that should get you safely down the road. If you're going to go out and play, especially if you have any kind of roll bar cage in your car, make sure you got a helmet. I got my helmet in the back seat. I do got a single layer fire suit in there and the neck roll, but for most street action, we usually don't use it, but at least throw a helmet on. I mean, you got one head. Let's try to take care of it. Also, if you're running a car that's computer controlled, don't forget your laptop. How you're going to tune it. Me, I always carry a small 350 watt power inverter in my car too, because if you're going to upload a tune, if your computer laptop battery would die in the middle of upload the tune, there's a possibility you could brick your computer. So always make sure that if I'm doing something like uploading the tune to the computer or changing something, to make sure that I have my laptop plugged into a power inverter. That way I don't have to worry about losing power and bricking a computer. Other than that, guys, be safe, use judgment. There's a time and place to do things safe, and there's being stupid. Don't be stupid, don't injure nobody. Not only that you'll get in trouble, but you don't want to have to live with that either, or hurting somebody when you're just out trying to have some fun. Alright guys, thanks for watching. We'll talk to you later.